Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. Here in this glorious morning, we have chosen a topic for you for discussion on Satyaban. So, this discussion will be based on Sriaurobindo's magnum opus, the biggest epic in English literature, that is Savitri. So here couple of lines we will recite from Sriaurobindo's greatest creation, profoundest creation, the best creation so far ever known, considering the history of the English literature. So this spiritual discussion will be based on Satyaban, what really Satyaban signifies. Representative of the human race. He is representing the entire human beings. He is the representative. Everything is fine with him. Couple of lines we will discuss here, not all, within our stipulated time. So here you could be able to know why the Supreme Mother, the Divine Mother, the Aditi, has come down upon the earth to make Satyaban a real base to conquer over death. Because already you know from the time immemorial, from the beginning, there is a big war between two opponent powers. One is love, one's in one side, another is death. And from the very beginning you have known always death wins, and you have seen the defeat of love. It loses. But war has never come to an end. The battle is there, inwardly out and outwardly between love and death. As you know, in the Treta Yuga, Ramachandra chose the side of Sugriva to kill his brother and his great opponent, the very much front runner of the one prominent force, that is Bali, king of Kiskindha. And finally Bali was killed. Sugriva was gifted with this throne because he was in the forefront to help this divine army. He was the proper worker of this divine work. He was the foreigner. He was the pioneer. So like this mother has come here to take the part of love. The purpose was to defeat the death. Here Satyaban was the base. And so far this Satyaban is concerned, I want to know who really is he. He himself writes in these letters while explaining his identity, giving his identity, expressing his identity before the world mother, that is Savitri. Who really he is? Sriaurobindo writes, in days when his sight looked clear on life, King Dimotsen wants the Salwa. King Dimotsen wants the Salwa. Reigned. But what is the problem with him? The true description of King Dimotsen was well focused in enlarged version of Savitri, fluently, clearly. Satyaban, he describes his father's real position right now. Blind, exiled outcast, once a mighty king. Just to see how this great description has been described by Satyaban. Over his human father, I will tell, because human father I am quoting you before you. You can take already his father, his human father, but this is, Savitri is a legend and a symbol. From that Banaparva of this Mahabharata, Sriaurobindo has quoted few slokas, and considering that sloka, he has created the greatest epic, that is Savitri. Blind, exiled, outcast, once a mighty king. Son of that king Satyaban, I have laid content within the great wilderness of the woods. That's what is greatly and fluently, clearly explained by this protagonist, our hero Satyaban, right now. So here, what is the specific significance and what is the speciality with Satyavan? I want to quote you for you. Only as per his description of Satyavan, I want to say. My vision saw unblinded by her forms. My vision saw unblinded by her forms. The Godhead looked at me from familiar scenes. From familiar scenes, because Sriaurobindo has described the world is God fulfilled in outwardness. Wherever you see, you can find the presence of the God. Here also Sriaurobindo quotes, of course, it is written by Sriaurobindo and this spoken by Satyavan. I witnessed the virgin bridals of the dawn behind the glowing curtains of the sky. Virgin bridals of the dawn, virgin bridals of the sun. Just a glorious explanation as explained by our master Sriaurobindo. I paced along the slumberous course of noon. So I will be moved forward a little bit, see what Satyavan describes. Although to heaven thy beauty seemed allied, expressing in the words of this great hero, great representative of the human race, how he describes Savitri, the mother, really divine mother. Much rather would say, my thoughts rejoice to know that mortal sweetness smiles between thy lids. Mortal sweetness smiles between thy lids. But thing is that when expresses mortal sweetness, definitely he is trying to escape or hears something from our vision. She is beyond this mortality. Come down upon this dangerous world, pitiful world, being packed with pity to help to uplift this suffering human race. Then Satyavan quotes, if our time vexed affections thou canst feel, if our time vexed affections thou canst feel, then you just try to come back. Thy golden body dully with fatigue. What about the mother? You have seen, you have witnessed. I think some of you will be there who will be in direct touch of this divine mother. But this I don't know how you have seen. Because initially Ashwapati, who is really Sriaurobindo, when he met first time Savitri in the supramental world, there itself Sriaurobindo quotes, I who have seen behind the cosmic mask, I who have seen behind the cosmic mask the glory and the beauty of thy face, nothing else. Glory and the beauty of thy face, that's what the Lord witnessed in the divine mother, the supreme mother. Here, Satyavan quotes, thy golden body dully with fatigue. Then, little bit forward, Sriaurobindo writes, and Satyavan describes, there let me lead thee into the opulent life, because in this vast woods you can find the hermit roofs. The hermits are staying. I want to lead you where really how this fair, bare, and clear and calm is the bare hermit life. I want to show you. The human hour, a guest of their centuried palms. Human hour, the guest of their centuried palms. That's what he describes. But because it is only a reflection, then Sriaurobindo quotes it, and Satyavan describes. Great nature came to her recovered child. Great nature came to her recovered child. I reigned in a kingdom of nobler kind. I reigned in a kingdom of nobler kind. Naturally, he is the prince. He is supposed to rule. But the thing is that is actually people who are inhabitants of that prominent country. But here, this is the description of the woods, where these great animals, great creatures and great souls are staying there. And with that, he is feeling as if he is forgotten his identity. He is reigning the kind of a nobler kind, really, race of the nobler kind. I met with the frankness of primal earth, I enjoyed the intimacy of infant God. Just imagine how really he is. How really he is. In his voice, you can see a couple of lines I want to quote before you. How the descriptions are there. As Satyaban describes, the sunlight's radiant smile, radiant blessing clasped my bro. We are going for blessings to somewhere else, some guru, even to ashram we are writing, just give me some blessings. With that blessings, life is clearly, unfulfilled. Here in the Satyavan quotes, in the sunlight's radiant blessings clasped my bro, the moonbeams silver ecstasy at night, kissed my dim lids to sleep. Kissed my dim lids to sleep. Just imagine how this great man is there, the great soul is there, and the great representative of this great human world. I glimpsed the presence of the one in all, but still there lacked the last transcendent power. Everything I achieved, but still there was a lacuna. That breeze could not be upbreezed. That was the problem with us. That breeze, it still remained as a bad breeze, it could not be breezed. But once I feel you, thou hast come, and with thy golden feet, this great breeze can be upbreezed. This gulf will be upbreezed. That's what I enjoy. I am sure it is going to happen. And hearing all these things, Savitri feels, realizes, this is the man, this is Satyavan whom really I am questing. And Savitri quotes, I want to quote one line. Speak more to me, speak more, O Satyavan, speak of thyself and thou, all that thou art. I think the same person whom I was really questing in my dreams, in my real quest, I think this is the Satyavan, and this is the real thing what I was questing. I have got. Still you tell something to me. And finally I want to conclude here. I lived in the ray but faced not the sun. I looked upon the world but missed the self. And when I found the self, I lost the world. Everything was ready but half found. In one direction I found something, then lost the other self. When I went in search and I found the other self, I found this is gone. So it is half finished. But the thing is that my other self I lost, and the body of God, the link between the finite and the infinity, the bridge between the appearance and the truth. But thing is that thou hast come, and with thy golden bridge, I think everything is going to change, is bound to change, because for the change, but the prominent change thou hast come, and I can see you, I can recognize you. Thou art the only thing who can bridge the golden bridge, who can come as the golden bridge to bridge the gulf between the highest heights of the supramental spirit and the lowest substratum of matter. Vande Mataram. We can meet in the next class. Thank you for now.